Hi, my name is Dominic, and today I will show you everything about Mistweavers in the first phase. We'll go through talents, we go through glyphs, we go through like each fight on the in the raid. With the builds I think are pretty good. How to actually play the Mistweaver properly or just efficiently to your gear setups and most of your best in first phase and what you should focus in the upcoming next weeks and uh, when I would actually bonus roll and shit. And yeah, let's go into it. So first let's start with basic talents. So what I would take in the first one, I would take Tiger Lust. It's not only like a bonus movement speed whenever you want, not just from rolling, but if you get immobilized, you can still get out of roots, so it's pretty good. But it's all comes down to personal preference, to be honest. Like you can use any of these. I think this is like basically it will be faster in the long run if you need to run a lot, I think, because you can just press one and then after 9 seconds press again and then you have like a 50% movements before next 10 seconds. So I think this is like way better for traveling long distances. But I feel like getting this is just like you just get used to it, and you can give it also to an ally who is like, for example, like a warlock who is very slow, and you can just let him actually get out of the mechanics. So I feel like this is basically the top one. The next one, we don't ever use Zen Sphere, to be honest. We usually go from Chi Wave to Chi Burst, and this is again like Chi Burst in 25 man. If you use it properly, it's for sure very good. And the 10 man, it depends on the fight. I usually get Chi Burst for for example, Spirit Kings. For sure, I would take it because you have like the first one deals massive attack, which will cleave everyone, and you can just insta pop it and kind of steal the healing from other healers. Because of course, healing is kind of getting heals before other do to get a good parses. I think I would also do it on Elegant because people are stacked. Basically, I would take Cheevers. I like taking Cheevers for any fight that people are mostly stacked because you can easily cast it and just heal everybody. But G-Wave is way easier to use. You just use it and it just heals automatically. So if you just not comfortable with the fight and you don't think you can get a good amount of people hit by Chi Burst, you can just go Chi Wave and that's gonna be fine. But in 25 mana, I think you actually never use Chi Wave, right? Because it's just like it bounces 7 times, so it's just like 7 targets when you can hit 25 with Chi Burst. So like yeah. And the next one, um, I feel like there's this YouTuber also Zagzag who does a lot of the calculations he did for pre-Pandaria, so I can give a link to him for an Excel sheet that he did, and also like I feel like this Chibru is so amazing. It not only gives you like charges to your manatee, so you will never run out of charges while you're fist weaving and using this, but also when we're doing like a J rush build and we do then like not this but like uplift. Uh, let's do like this. So you're gonna use uplift for 2 chi, so this is basically 2 chi, and it helps out with just generating chi when you cannot hit mobs or whatever. It's pretty good. I really like it. It's just a free uplift or yeah, just free uplifts when you have like your rump. It's like basically you can get 2 more uplifts for free, and yeah, it's pretty OP. In here, Ring of Peace is basically, I would say, for PvP. I mean, it disarms and silences, so it can be used in PvE situation when you have to like stack mobs like casters. but I would always take leg sweep because it's just a stun, and for example, you will need it on the Spirit Kings as well. You usually have to stun mobs. You can use it on Will of the Emperor when you're stacking the mobs for soaking the spheres as well, but yeah, so I think you should for sure take this. Here, to be honest, again, this is like only physical damage, only reduction by 20%. This is like 90% magic damage, and you will again, you can use this to soak on the last boss on the Emperor, the boss, and I feel like you don't have many, you don't have any other way to just reduce spell damage taken. So I usually take this and just be fine and just get comfortable with just knowing that for to use this, and I wouldn't say it really matters, especially in mob. Like maybe in retail defense, I think in retail defensive matter more on every single person, but then mob you can basically usually heal through it. Um, yeah, I would say. So okay, and this is the most like I would say controversial talent. It's on the 90 talent, which is between Xuen and between Jade Wind, Rash Wind. And there are two builds, because if you take Xuen, you have to play other glyphs as well, and I will talk about it. So basically, Rushing Jade Wind is it replaces your Spinning Crane Kick for like an instant cast, so you just press this. By the way, if you're using this, don't forget to have a macro for cancellation, because you will need it for Spirit Kings and other when you cannot hit the mob, and so you have to cancel it. But basically, you spend way more mana on this because it's just an instacast, and you press your other buttons. Wait, you press your other buttons, um, but you have to have some kind of spender, right? Because Mistweaver, you're gonna be like doing like this. You barely lose any mana, and you have the T, right? So you have lots of amount of mana, and you cannot be like that. So you have to have kind of spender in your talents or glyphs. So if you're using Jade Rush Wind, which is really good in AoE purposes, like healing wise and like DPS wise, it's really good, especially on the first boss. But to be honest, I was using it on the every boss because I just got used to this playstyle with uplift being cost 2 chi. Because if you take Rushing Jade Wind, you cannot take target expulsion because you just like 2 mana costly, and so whenever this costs a lot of mana, you need to just generate chi and spend chi on uplift. Whenever you're not using Rush Jade Wind, then you have to swap it out, because then you will be again you will have a lot of mana not spending, so you would rather just have this and uplift just be for free, but cost mana. 10% mana is of course a lot, so it's like a way different playstyle. So I would say Rushing Jade Wind is of course better on when people stack, and when like you have if it hits at least 3 targets, right? You can generate chi, so it's good on 3 targets as well. But this is like also good because you just do a lot of damage, and this damage converts to healing, so it's just like very good for damage, uh, like really good. But like it's like two different play styles, and for me, like we were progressing first time heroic this week, and I felt like I would rather focus on just getting the mechanics perfectly in my ramps than on point and everything, because that's what healers need to do, is just basically have like an add-on that tracks the mechanics, and you prepare for every mechanic to heal. So I just played one spec, so I get comfortable with it. I just like the Rushing J Twins. I don't know. I just like not having to cast the spinning crane kick whenever there's multiple targets, and I can just heal a lot through on it using it AoE wise. Oh yeah, so I scrapped a little of glyphs. So let's get into the glyphs. Basically, there's like, to be honest, the glyphs only like the target explosion is like very important. The rest are kind of like I would say they're not like a very. They don't bring some big things. It's just like a minor utility, I would say. So my my standard build would be this. So I would use Glyph of Renewing Mist, Glyph of Surging Mist, so it auto targets to the lowest health target. So it sometimes might save people if you have like I don't know, like not a reflex. I just like take this because I was just comfortable with it. You could also use this because I'm using on the first one the healing sphere duration, and all the people say mastery sucks a big one, but it does, but it's not that bad. I would need to check. I don't have like a heroic prepared here, but there's if you check healing, you actually heal a lot from them whenever you stacked, and so it's not that bad. But of course, our stats are way better. But like that's why I take the duration, because I think like this helps with mastery actually being good. You can also take this, except this, or except this. It's like a kind of like a cheat death, not really, but you know if you get like 25%, you get it's still in the healing sphere, and it might save you, so it's pretty good. Detox is not really useful. There's not much to the spell or anything. You usually never press it. Life Cocoon is like a PvP talent. Mana Tea, you can use this for like so this eventually replaces your Mana Tea like normal, and it's like a thing that goes on cooldown. So basically, if you have this and you press the Mana Tea every time, it probably will generate you more mana effectively. But in overall, if you don't press it once, then you will lose a lot of mana. So it depends how try hard you wanna go, because it probably will give you a little bit of mana, but I don't know, something happens like you get stunned or whatever, and then you're kind of fucked, I would say. So I just don't run it. But you can, of course. This is again a PvP thing. I mean, you can use it on the last boss, on the Emperors, to like out the enemies, but I don't know. This is a pretty good glyph because it's usually in the melee, and you cast like Renew Mist for example in the melee, and you know it will hit the range targets. So especially in 10 man, you can really assume how to do them so they spread correctly or on the targets you want. So you can kind of play with it. I just like it. I don't know. It's as I said, it's not a big of a difference. And Zen meditation makes your big cooldown able to move. You might use on some fights where you have to use defensive, maybe there's a lot of movement for like Spirit Kings, but I don't really use it as well. Okay, so that's the two builds I would use to be honest, and yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the gear now. So when it comes to gear, people honest before the Pandaria kind of misled a lot of players into using ban items, but as the you know, as like as it came out and it just progressed, people saw how critical strike is so good, and all these monks, and they changed their whole builds. Also, they saw how important is intellect, and you don't really need like a spirit trinket or anything. So they changed a lot of things in these days. So I'm gonna just bring them up. I use couple add-ons to check my gear. I use this. I also use an add-on Biz tooltip, which I think is pretty good, and it shows you like first phase. So of course, pre-rate. You should get engineering. I got enchanting and jewel crafting is a little bit worse, but it's fine. I know. And basically, what you want to get here on the previous, you want to get 2 cups. So I use also Reforged Light Classic, which is I love this add-on because it just allows you to set up everything and it just counts for you. You don't need to reforge gear by yourself. You will be probably optimized after you use this. So it shows you like your talents here is fine. I did some stat ways I use. You should put them as well, because crit is really it's all. But these stat weights work only after you get the caps, these two caps. So then the stat weights work like that. I feel like crit is so good. You should get as much crit as you can, because it just increases your damage, your heals, everything. You can crit from a damage, then the heal that you do. You can also crit. It's just like insane. Uh, so basically, that's why you want to get so much crit. Spirit, of course, is all for as good, because it just increases your amount of mana, so you can spam Rushing Jade with more. And yeah. So the first two caps you want to get on your gear is you want to get 5 for 92 Spirit, because right now I don't have it. Uh, Wait, what's it's? I think it's bugged. But because I have hit cap and I shouldn't be having it, but you should get around that much spirit, so you're hit capped, and you should get like around this haste cap, because it allows you to actually press free renewing mist and then ramp up. So I will explain it later with the rotation, but you should get this amount of haste. And you basically in this add-on you use calculate. It calculates your stat weights and changes your gears. I have like about 5.4 crit, which is like really good. Um, so yeah, I might actually need to reforge again, because I got this trinket. That's why the stats are messed up on my character. Um, but it's fine. Um, okay, so in the pre-bus, it's actually 2 weeks into the game, so you probably don't need to farm pre-bus, but of course, let's get straight into the first phase. So in Mogushan Vaults, what I think you should prioritize is of course your cloak, because your best cloak drops from first boss in Heroic, which is pretty easy to get probably. I only got the one from normal, because in the first week I couldn't get the Stone Guard killed, unfortunately. Heroic. Uh, Later, you should get the wrists. The wrists are really good. I got them from Heroic right now, so I already have my P1 bis. Pretty good. You should also buy Yulon. Yulon is really good, because like you should, if you use Chiji on a monk, you're literally trolling. You don't need the spirit, you don't need the mana, you just need the int. It just increases your damage and healing substantially. And I don't really understand why people use Yulon. In the calculations below on the Excel from Doublezug, you will see how much healing it actually gives you. It gives you like 10k more like stats than like. Okay, I went kind of crazy on the Yolan. Of course, it's not that bad. It's not 10k. It's not like million k. It's only like 3k or 4. I feel like Yulon is way harder to use than Chi-Chi, because Chi-Chi just allows you to have way more mana, so you can be less efficient with what you're actually doing. So it not if you are doing everything perfectly, Yulon is the play, because it gives you way more healing. But Chi-Chi is just safer, and that's why people usually use it, because it's just like a progression and shit. And I feel like they just want more mana, so they're like more safe and has like more they feel more comfortable. But this is like a big disinformation that is actually best for HPS. It is actually not. Chi-Chi is not best for HPS. I don't know why Wowhead says that. I mean, it might be like it's not. I said I'm not a fan, but like it's just like I don't want to be a hater as well. It's not that bad as I described. Sorry for that, but I would say I'm just a Yulon enjoyer. I didn't say anything about the second trigger. I'm using a Vision Predator because I just couldn't get the keg. I guess the keg can be good as well. It just this gives just more crits. The other one gives int, and the other one gives spirit, so it's easier to cap. But I'm using Vision Predator because I couldn't get the keg and I didn't want to farm for it. But overall Vision can give you more HPS as well, but I feel like keg with using Yulon, you should get the keg for just one spirit and intellect, so you have more mana. and you will get just more intellect procs rather than crits, but crits like are fine as well. This is like a very good trinket as well. People would say it's like only DPS trinket, but it's not. It's a Mistweaver trinket as well. So don't worry about that. Just take it. You're fine with any of those. And yeah, like, GG. It's just like you will do way more healing with this than GG. And you should prioritize this trinket from the Mogushan Vaults because just again so OP. It gives you spirit, okay, but it gives you huge int for every 55 seconds. It's gonna be really good. Mm, when it comes down to weapon, people say it's like Terrace of the Endless Spring. Right now, of course this is gonna be like in a lot of weeks, so with prioritize getting like a main hand and an off hand from this raid. So I would bonus roll for the off hand. I got the off hand, so I guess I'm fine. Also the ring from the Spirit Binder is piss as well, so I would prioritize that as well, and the belts. And I think that's all for base from that you can get right now. You can also get like these shoulders, but they are like mastery, so they're like this is like way better. It's not only set piece, but you can you should get as much. I would actually roll on every heroic boss you kill that you can get any gear from, cause it's just like a big item level upgrade, and right now, and it's just like it's gonna be so good to get literally any item from the heroic raid, especially. I would roll on even on normal for the policing seal because it's just very good and it's best for everyone, so it's gonna be really like uh, really like everyone will wanna get this, so it's gonna be so hard to get it, but uh, yeah. So that's basically what I can for now talk about the gear. It's not much. It's basically these two soft caps and you wanna get and that's it. So another addition to gear is enchants, consumables, and other like gems and shit. So let's go through gems for quickly. Burning promo diamond is by far the best. There's no other way. Just like int and crit effect, and we're gonna use, for example, in this one, socket bonus is intellect, so we're gonna use a purple gem, so because we want to, it will give me more intellect. This gives me 260 intellect. If I put the red gem, it gives me 160, so it's way less. So that's why you want to have a purple gem in here. Of course, we want to have purple gem with spirit and intellect, because there's no other purple gem that we want. If there will be like a orange socket in this situation, we'll get the intellect plus crit. But like right here, for example, because it gives you 140 intellect, so it gives you like 20 intellect less, right? But it gives you 160 crit, so I feel like 160 crit is more than 20 intellect. But I can be wrong. You can put red gem in here if you want. I feel like this is way better, and I feel comfortable it being way better. And of course, on shoulder you want to have 200 intellect and 100 crit enchants from the inscription. On the cloak you want to have enchant 180 intellect. On chest you want to have greater stats plus like greater like sorry all stats plus 80. And this like again here we could actually put two red gems. Okay, here I might have actually go wrong here. Two red gems maybe better because 80 intellect is probably better than 280 spirit. Is again this is more like I would say Mistweaver is more comes down to your preparation. So you can go for more intellect build, but if you feel like you're lacking spirits, and I think I was lacking for the hit cap, but my gear changed this week because I got a lot of loot. So I might actually swap this out for a second red gem. On the wrists, you want to get the Celestial's Enchant 180 intellect from enchanting. On weapon, of course, you want to get the Jade Spirit. It feels like it has no cooldown, so you can have this buff almost sometimes perma on some classes. It is like really good. On offhand, you want to again have intellect. On rings, I don't have enchant on this ring yet, but you should get like ring enchants if you are enchanter. If you're not, then you have no enchants. On boots, you want to get the minor speed, movement speed. It gives you mastery, which is kind of rough, but just I feel like minor speed increase is big. Here, it's PP chest piece, so of course double red gem, just get that int. Here again, we have plus 60 int, so I would assume I put purple and a red gem. And here is just plus 60 spirits, so I put a red gem, I don't care even about this. And I have a glove enchant plus 170 haste. And also this red gem is from belt buckle, so yeah, you should get that as well. And on the legs you should get the tailoring enchant for intellect crit, and that's what comes down to basically the enchants. Okay, so I said I'm gonna talk also about consumes here. So by far this is the best consume, especially for Pandarians who gets twice as much int, which is like the best race for Mistweaver. And because the feast gives you 275 the better feast, 250 the worst feast, so you should use this Mogul Fish too. It's like it might get a little expensive. It's not expensive as expensive right now, but it's fine. You should get this. Of course, flask. You should get the in flask. No spirit flask. I don't know who is using the spirit flask on any class, but I think every class actually uses the intellect flask. For potions, I use both mana, but these no, there's this my other mana potion. Like I have a weak arrow on right here that gives it works like a mana fizzle, mana tea. But why would you have that potion if you can always use the mana tea? So I have this for some certain situations when I really have no mana and I need to heal somebody with a quick single target heals. But I usually use the intellect. It's my pre-pot, and I use it on like for DPS in the fights for more healing. And some people use this as well because it's an extra 40k damage. So yeah, if you want to be that guy, you can use this as well. But depends on your preference. This is just only 40k damage, so every minute. So it's probably like like 240k damage. So it's not that bad. Okay, you can use it on cooldown, but I will leave you to you. I will leave it to you, parsers. Okay, so when it comes down to farming reputations and a Mistweaver, which you should prioritize, you're probably doing all of them, and I would suggest doing all of them because you never know what you will need. Because I would, for Valors and for Honor, sorry, Conquest, I would farm both of them. You just buy the pieces that you have the lowest item level, but there are of course the better pieces, the worst pieces. I'm gonna try and say which ones you should prioritize for sure. So from Galaxy Exalted, you get 489 rank, which is pretty good. It's Spirit Mastery, but it's not that bad. It's okay. So for sure you should farm Galaxy Exalted right now with the revert buff for 100% more reputation. It's way easier to get to farm it, and so you should farm it for sure. The second one you should farm is for the second ring. You will get, of course, one ring from the raid, but there are no other good rings with a high item level. So I would rather get this ring because I didn't get the ring from the heroic, or normal. Because if you get any of those, you should not buy this ring. Or you just don't need Klaxi then, because you can just use this ring with the raid one. So I think you can still buy it because this is very good. So this ring gives you spirit crit, and it's very good, and it's from Golden Lotus. So you should get a Golden Lotus, I think, on a Honored. When is it? Honored Golden Lotus, yeah, allows you to get the ring, to get this ring, and it's really, really, really good. Um, when it comes down to PvP pieces, for sure I would get the chest and belt and legs, cause they're very like there are other alternatives, but you should prioritize this ring, and I think you should prioritize shoulders, because shoulders are I think from the August Celestials. No. Where were the shoulders? Hmm. Fuck. I have no idea where the shoulders were. Um, I think there were none then. But no, no, never mind. It was Golden Lotus honored, and it gives you Spirit Mastery anyway. So so it's not that good of a piece, but I bought it because it just gave a lot of stats for less amounts of valor points. So I would still uh, try and get in every slot as high item level as you can. And as I said, I would prioritize then about the reputation. I would prioritize Golden Lotus, of course, and the August Celestials for the reputations. Then go Klaxi, and you can go Shadow Pan. I did because for the enchanting, but it can also get you a cloak, but you should get cloak from the raid because it is just the first boss. But if you are low on trinkets, you can get one of those trinkets uh, for uh, for your second slot. But they're on use, so it's hard to say if they are like worth enough. I think they're not worth at all, to be honest. I mean they're okay-ish, but because of the it just gives you basic 200 ints. So if you but I think it should be the last thing you buy for Valor. I would buy a headpiece from from Galaxy, was it? Oh my god, it's just so messed up. From sorry, Shadowpan, because the ad is so good. You should actually get this as well if you don't have engineering, but you should have engineering, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal for you. I don't have engineering, so to be honest, that's a big deal for me, and I should get this, but yeah, I didn't, and I'm gonna try and get this next week. Also from Golden Lotus Exalted, you get a 489 neck. Uh, I don't have it right here, but you should get that done as well if you don't have a deck. Golden Lotus, you can farm it with Gunlay caches as well, so it's pretty easy to get right now. I feel like if you were playing since like last week or 2 weeks ago when you just did the dailies, you should be fine with getting it next week. Yes, I forgot to add. Most important thing to buy from PvP now is to get the weapon. Of course, weapon is a very big upgrade for us, and it's so easy to get this 483. I tr I was dumb enough to try and farm the weapon from this, but I never got it, which is like, I don't know, I couldn't ever got this one. I did every single day the heroic, and I also spam random to get that to get that dungeon. But this is just 483, just basically for free. Just you need to get the 250 conquest points, and you get like 500 for winning, and sorry, 250 for winning, I think, and 125 for losing. So you can basically lose. You can be shit at PP, just lose everything, and you still can get this weapon. And for sure, you should get this weapon. Like, yeah. Okay, so finally, after all that, we can actually talk about rotation and how to play Mistweaver in depth. So let's go into like rushing Jade with build with these glyphs, and let's talk how to actually play. So first thing you should do is, of course, wait, you should also have all the buffs right. Put your statue before the fight. You should replace your statue and watch where the statue is, because you need the statue for the healing. It gives you a lot of healing, so you should care about where your statue is. If your range is here and your melee here, you should probably place like right between, and that should be fine. Of course, so for example, let's have a pull. You should pre-pot, right? And you should spam some renewing mist before the pull, because they don't they will be on the people. So I just basically try and renew both the tanks on the start. And what you do is you have renewing mist on cooldown. You should have like 100% uptime on the renewing mist. Another thing is, you see this like is like going. right here. So you have like 1 second for a ramp up. If you do, like I have six renewing mist right here. So let's start. Yeah, let's actually start with the how do you do ramps on the Mistweaver. So of course you pre-pull with the spamming the renewing mist. You should do it on cooldown. And when you go into the fight, you do renewing mist before the pull. You do another one, and then you do jab. Um, Tiger Palm for the buff, Jab, and Blackout Kick for to just have both of the buffs. I don't know why I didn't get with parries. Okay, so you should have this should never parry because you should be behind the boss, so it shouldn't happen. But you should have like Jab or Tiger Palm, Jab, Blackout Kick, and spam renewing mess on cooldown, so you have 100% uptime. And if you want to do the as I said the big ramps. So basically you do like one renewing mist, it gets off cooldown second. You press this because it gives takes one of your chi. So that's how you spend chi while you're just fighting renewing mist. You can also do, of course, free sweeping and shit. But I I drink this pre like ramp, so I don't need to care about the one extra chi. And you do another like last renewing mist, and after you do instant uplift to with the thundering tea reset the renewing mist and increase the duration. So you increase the duration on 7 targets or 8, depends on your haste and shits and your it all depends on how fast you can click, to be honest, because of course like this has 18 to 19 seconds duration, and this has 8 seconds cooldown. So you can for sure hit two, and on the third one, it will be hard, but it's you should have like grid and see if if you see any falling off, that's when you click uplift. And for extra, like if everybody is like low HP, you can use then potion, potion, uplift. And by the way, you should. What I do also is just use the cheap brew, the first cheap brew very quickly on the pool to just have it on cooldown, so it's not wasted. And it should, so I just have like 100 uptime on this as well, on the cooldown regeneration. Of course, you should use cheapers on a lot of targets. So, for example, range is right here, melee is right here. So, what I usually do is just like go like this, use cheapers, and go back. Um, so, you do something like that. You also a very good ability that people forget about is transcendence. You can literally just provocate enemy and then use transcendence, and that's how you can reset bosses on the fights. The another cooldown that people forget about is Zen meditation, which reduces damage taken by 90%. So especially on the first boss, when you probably do the just stack all them together and use all the cooldowns. If you use this, it just stand right there. It just literally decreases the damage by a lot. It just will be a huge difference on surviving that. You should never use healing spheres, to be honest. I mean, you can use like free before pull, right? Because you can get free, but like that's a huge cheese. But you can use it, but during the fight, there's no way you will use it. So I'm gonna do like a short bottle right now to just show how I my okay, my Jade Spirit just disappeared. But for example, there's a huge burst on the start, you would use cheap burst, but I would save it. Just do this, jab, blackout kick, this for amount of more chi on the start and get it on cooldown, get the renewing mist going. Um, Probably this again. It would be overcapped now. Use bomb like chi burst, tiger palm jab, and just go like this. If there's multiple targets, of course, you do blackout kicks, and just blackout kicks. And to do the ramp right, for example, right now we have the renewing mist, and we uplift, and that's what you do. On the healer, you always need to look at what's happening, and it's just based on what's happening, right? So if there's a big burst AoE damage, then you should just ramp and use chi burst and try to go with Jade rushing Jade Wing into more people. If there is more like one person getting damage, then just do as much damage as you can. With the Xuan build, the only thing that changes is basically you just cast the crane kick if there's small targets, but if there's no targets, you never use it. You just Tiger Palm and jab and use this on cooldown with your pre-pot and maybe with last, because just increases your haste and that will increase your damage by a lot. So you should use this during last, or if the fight is like 6 minutes and maybe you press last on the second cooldown, then you should just use it on the cooldown. But this should be used when you have bloodlust up, and you will be fine. Of course, Cocoon is a big cooldown for a single target, just for tanks. Revival is very good, it not only dispels everything, but it heals a lot. I can literally heal everyone from 0 to fucking 50% with Chi Burst, and with this combined, and with Rushing Jade I can just heal everyone very, very quickly. And I think I covered every cooldown that you should use for healing, and that's it. So that's everything covered for Mystery Morning. If you have more questions or about like how do you heal certain fights, I can give a couple tips. So on Stone Guards, of course, you're gonna probably pull everyone to one place. I would play, but I will play Rushing Jadewind for the AoE healing and for the AoE DPS. So I would do that and just use on the Zen Meditation on the big AoE damage. And if people get low, just Chi Burst and Revival, so save Chi Burst on that. But if you use Chi Burst on pull, you have it up on the first explosion, so you should be fine. By the way, if you want to really like try to parse, you can use Cocoon on the cooldown, but that's kind of trolling, right? But it gives you healing because it's an absorb, so if you want to do that, you can do that. When it comes down to second boss is basically stack and you do the weapons, so you should also like some people go Xuen. I think I will go Xuen as well. I went Xuen as well because the ad phase is you don't do really much damage on it with the Rushing Jade Winds, and it's basically a single target fight. So I use Xuen there and just basically single targets the shit out of this boss. On the Spirit Binder, it all comes down to going to Shadow Realm. If you don't go, you will have less mana, but uh, basically what you should be doing is just if you want to parse, you just go rush to the downstairs and just go up back just back to the top. But I don't know with the healing forces, especially on this boss. It's just like my group killed the ad so quickly, there was no damage done to my players, so there was nothing to heal really, and it's just like so shit. So I don't know. It's just like just try to go Xuen and just DPS the shit out of the boss, and maybe that's it. I don't know. It just on this boss especially, I feel like it's so hard to take damage sometimes. It's like I don't know. And Spirit Kings, people go Xuen, but I go Rushing Jadewind because there will be times where you have two of the bosses at a time, and also you just do so much healing with the Rushing Jadewind with like Cheebers, and it's just like I feel like it's so good with going that build. But Xuen might be better because you have still spinning crane kick, right? You can still do that, but it's just like Rushing Jadewind a lot. It just feels so good and comfortable. And you remember to have this micro that cancels it when you're applying it, because it will proc the shields, both the shields, when you have to stop damaging. So you need this macro, like the stop aura, cancel aura micro for it to actually be able to apply it. Allegan, you should go Xuen for sure, because it's just like a DPS, like DPS race on this boss, so you should not use Rushing Jade Wind. You will probably be a little bit stacked, but not that much. On Freaking, you will be stacked in the first place for sure for like almost whole fight. So on the hero, we use Xuen, and just it's a easy boss. Just DPS tank and spank usually, and just do the ads of course, but it's not much you have to worry about in here. Will of the Emperor, I personally didn't kill it on heroic. I'm still progging it, but um, I would go I would go Xuen and just spinning crane kick because there's this gas, right? And you don't need to do much on the start, and you can just do spinning crane kick and not lose much mana, and you can use mana on the ramps, and it should be fine. Like, I don't know if you should use the Glyph of Uplift, because that's gonna be costing you a lot of mana when you cannot do shit, but you're not generating chi anyway, because you are on the start not really DPSing, because the ass usually CC and wait for the soak. But yeah, you can always say you can soak with diffuse magic, you can soak like free depends, because it just only force is lasts 6 seconds, but it feels like it lasts way less. So just watch out so it doesn't run out when you're soaking. And that's it. That's all I can say about the raid. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It will make my mood better and make me happy. But if you have any more questions, I'm sure I can answer in the comments or just make another video um, answering the comments. I just wanted to do like a overall how about just any video about Mistweavers, because I saw a lot of people not knowing what's actually happening, especially not only Mistweavers but other people, but people asking why I have Yula not Chi and shit, and um, everyone using Wowhead and nothing else. So I feel like this is gonna be a good video to just share some opinions on the raid and on the gear and everything. So if you liked it, yeah, please, if you have any questions, just do the comment. I will try and answer them. And if there would be bigger answer, I would just upload another video. So thank you for watching and see ya in the next one. Bye.